Uganda is a beautiful country situated in the heart of Africa, overflowing with lush vegetation and friendly people. My experiences living with my host family, and my time spent in the town of Masaka and the village of Kinamakaka have all changed the way that I view water. Before going to Uganda, I had never really considered how lucky I was to be living in the United States, where water is clean, easily accessible from a tap, and there's a seemingly unlimited amount of it. Previously, seeing a public service announcement about not wasting water might make me consider the issue for a short while. Ultimately, though, the message just didn't strike me as to why I should conserve water when it seems to make no difference in my life. Uganda is still a developing country, which in my experience means that there is a lack of the infrastructure that we consistently take for granted here in the US. Things such as paved and maintained roads, modern sewage systems, and water running from taps inside most every house are not typically the norm in Uganda. Water is the single most important ingredient for all life here on Earth. It is a cornerstone of human life especially, as we rely on it to keep our bodies hydrated. We use it to grow the food that we need to survive, and we use it to clean ourselves and the things that we use. This is all in addition to the countless other important uses, both direct and indirect. Despite its crucial importance to everything in our lives, we frequently overlook the fact that the amount of clean water is not unlimited. Far too often, we see water simply as something that comes out of the faucet. We don't know where it comes from, just that we can have water whenever we feel like, at the utmost convenience. In Uganda, as well as many other parts of the world, this is not always the case. As a group, we learned firsthand how arduous a task it is to obtain water for daily life without the use of running water. While the process is relatively simple, take a jerry can like this one here, and walk to the water source, walk back with it, it is truly not as easy as it sounds. As an added trouble, the water supply is not purified and contains potentially harmful microbes, so the water must be boiled before it can be consumed. These difficulties are compounded the further a person lives away from the water source, as it increases the time and effort needed to travel back and forth. If you are elderly, infirm, or disabled, procuring water is an especially difficult task, which most likely requires assistance. Even as healthy college-age kids, some of us were struggling by the time that we brought the heavy cans of water back to the village. For us, this was a transient, one-time task, but for others, this is everyday life, a ritual performed literally every day, just to have enough water to drink, to feed children and animals, to water crops, to wash clothes, wash plates, and to bathe. After completing such a mundane but vital chore, I realized what a truly useful and significant favor we were doing for the villagers of Kinamakaka by building the water harvesting tanks. The tanks that we built together with FSD, the Foundation for Sustainable Development, have made these people's everyday lives much easier by simply increasing the access to relatively clean water. It felt satisfying to know that the work that we did was greatly appreciated by the villagers, and knowing that we made a profound impact on the lives of others. The water harvesting tanks that we completed are expected to last for years, as will many of the trees that we planted. What I hope can be taken from my experiences is that here in the United States, we should always be grateful for the things that we take for granted, and conserve the clean water that we do have in every effort possible. Additionally, as we educate ourselves about conservation, we should take the time to educate others about what we have learned. So, next time that you get water from your tap, take a moment to think about where it's coming from. And take another moment to consider who else could be appreciating that water if they only got the chance.